hugging a tree, just sitting still, whatever. Put your feet in the creek and just veg. The one distorts and ungrounds us, the technology. The other one puts us back together again and grounds us, nature. Pretty nice combo, really. Nature. I like that. Don't listen to thoughts. Don't listen to thoughts, and don't listen to thoughts. Just stay in heart. Once you get the ball rolling, get a momentum on this, heart will remind you when you start to drift. It gets easier, like anything else. Oprah Winfrey did a 10-week class online, the first ever webinar, I believe, with Eckhart Tolle. I believe the recordings of that are still freely available online. That might be a nice practice to listen to those recordings over a period of time. That's many hours. Eckhart Tolle is masterful. His looks are deceptively simple and unimposing, but his radiance is not. You benefit just by being in his presence, like any master, and you can get a large part of that by watching the recordings or just listening to the audio. This holds true for any master, of course, but there are not so many living ones or recent ones who have been recorded. You can achieve much of the same benefit by reading their books. The radiance is there. It's not in the words. It's deeper than that. The words are more like the carrier wave that enables the radiance to reach you. It keeps you still and gives the mind something to focus on while the real blessing is delivered silently. If you're serious about awakening, I have a very short list of who I listened to until I was more solidly awakened. Oh dear. Until you can judge for yourself. Let me turn this ringer off. There we go. Until you can judge for yourself clearly the state of the teacher, then play it safe. You want to take in like this by giving hours of attention only the best, the brightest light. Why take in anything questionable that you may have to work at eliminating later when you find out their connection is not to the highest realms, but to something a bit lower? Play it safe. I like this short list of teachers, plus whoever I've mentioned that I'm not remembering now: Nisargadatta, Anthony DeMello, Eckhart Tolle, Mooji, and Gangaji. If you're really intent on this, really determined and wanting to accelerate, I'd stick with these. There's plenty out there by them that's available freely. Later, once you are more grounded in heart, then you can branch out a bit more. I like Alan Watts sometimes too, but he's not the master that these others are. A bit too mental, perhaps. I don't know. I really enjoy Alex Collier for what he brings to us from the Andromedan race. He's not a master, but they're truly light beings, and he is most sincere and does the best that he can not to get in the way of their teachings. So his lectures are quite valuable. The later work of David Icke is truly excellent. Don't let his old reputation get in your way. Don't listen to that. I don't recommend his earlier work, as his energy wasn't as high as it's been for the last several years. It's just wonderful now. Patricia Corey speaks out for the Syrian High Council, another great group of light beings, these from the 6th density. I recommend her work and lectures as well, Corey, C-O-R-I. These beings have much to share with us, and they're a worthy source of information from a much higher perspective. without all of our 3D blocks and limitations that we're working our way through. You may enjoy the website of Gerardus, soulwise.net. There is much enjoyment and a lot of deep material there for you too. Gerardus has it pretty well together. Plus, his humor is just great. Ramana Maharshi is fine. I suppose Papaji is too, since he's the teacher of both Muji and Gangaji, and direct student of Ramana himself, though I haven't studied his work. Okay, that's enough. You'll have some of your own, of course. I'm not saying to drop them and change over to these. Just narrow down what you expose yourself to until you're more solidly grounded in heart and can maintain that awareness most of the time. Once you do that, your guidance will be flowing from heart anyway, so you'll just know what to do, who to listen to, who to drop, and so on. There are not guarantees with enlightenment, of course. There's no shopping list of do's and don'ts that will deliver it to you. Overall, if you expose yourself to the highest truth you can find and eliminate a lot of questionable or downright not helpful stuff as influences on your vibration, your energy field, you'll be helping your case. With this will this enlighten you? No, it will not. That comes when it will. Believe it or not, there's nothing you can do about this. It just is what it is. We're not working on doing here so much as we are on our being. We're both training the mind to be still while we focus on heart and gaining facility with centering within, with being still in the presence of heart. It's a beingness we're after, not a doingness. We offer the prayer of our doings as we walk this path on the altar of our desire for wholeness, to awaken. But do know that the point you are coming to is one of desirelessness. When fully in heart, you have no wants and you have no questions. You are perfectly content. And while this sounds crazy to mind, that's okay. Mind doesn't need to get any of this anyway, and it just can't. So why bother? There's something so much higher than mind, my friends, that it puts mind in the shade and leaves it behind, pulling up the rear. Your mind getting things or not getting things has nothing to do with enlightenment. Did you hear that? Your mind getting things or not getting them has nothing at all to do with enlightenment. It's not the mind that's enlightened. It's the heart. Good day.